Ever seen those vertical videos where someone's just like jumping, snapping, pointing, or doing something simple while text just pops up on screen? These videos tend to blow up on social media, racking up thousands, even millions of views because they're simple, engaging, and they're easy to follow. But what if I told you you could create a year's worth of content like this in just 15 minutes? That's exactly what I'm going to show you today. We'll use AI plus automation to generate scripts for 100 plus videos in seconds. We'll create them in Canva, no manual editing, and automate posting so they can go out on autopilot on YouTube. For those of you who are new here, I'm Dr. Erin Jacques, college professor and entrepreneur, and I help people leverage AI to build their personal brand and sell digital products. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll have a repeatable system to create endless content without burnout. So let's jump in. So we're going to start with a prompt in ChatGPT where we're going to tell it the purpose, task, skill set, and we're going to give it a structured example. So for instance, you're going to say, well, at least in my video, I said, you're an expert in helping people maximize AI tools to build their personal brand and sell digital products. Depending on your niche, you'll change that. And then you give it the task. So I need you to write, I'm going to start with 10 scripts because I find that it's much easier to have 10 scripts and then ask it for 10 more. If I ask for 100 at once, I find that it gives me a lot of repeats and it tends to get confused. So I like to stick to 10 at a time. But I say, I need you to write 10 scripts that will be valuable for YouTube Shorts that are on ways to use AI to help people build their personal brand, on how to use AI to sell digital products, because that's my niche, but you would put in your own niche, obviously. Then you tell it the skill sets, the tools, and this is the skill sets that you have. You wanted to know what are the things that you wanted to talk about in the script or in the it gives you. So I say the tools that I'm familiar with are Dropbox, Google Drive, and I just start listing things like Canva, Make.com, Zapier, Custom GPTs, Gemini, Perplexity, and I just start listing all these things that I would want to be included in the output. And then I give it the structure of the output. I say, here's the structure example output, so that the table that it creates for me is in the way that makes sense. So I say I want the hook to be between 3 to 5 words, and then I give an example. AI tools you need, and I give it a tip 1, a tip 2, a tip 3, a CTA. So it knows that this is the structure that it needs to follow to create other content like that. Now you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to modify it to your niche. And what I have below is I have a template for you to just follow to insert your niche in the areas, and then that way you can create your own prompt so that you can create and generate tons of content on autopilot and make it really simple for your life. I'm starting by copying the prompt I created in Google Docs, pasting it into ChatGPT. This prompt will generate the table I'm looking for. The table should have the following columns: hook, tip 1, 2, 3, CTA. There'll be 10 rows because I've asked it to create 10 different prompts at once. Once ChatGPT generates a table, I copy the entire table. Next, I head over to Canva. I clicked on Create a Design, and then I select YouTube Shorts. I choose Blank Design to start with a fresh canvas. On the left-hand menu, I scroll down and I click on Bulk Create. I select Enter Data Manually. I paste information from the table that ChatGPT generated. Then I click on Done. So now I'm going to add a pre-recorded video. Go to Upload section. I click on Videos. I upload a video I've already created. It's a video of me snapping, which is cute. I like it. I'm just going to drag the video and adjust it to make sure that it fits the canvas properly. I play it again. I like the way I'm snapping. So this video will allow me to connect each snap to specific text at precise times. I click on Text in the left-hand menu with the text box selected. So at this point, I'm going to want the text to stand out. So I click on Effects in the top toolbar. In the Effects panel, I select Background to add a specific background color to the effect. I choose white for the background color, which makes the black text pop out against the video. Then at this point, I click on Bold in the toolbar to make sure the text is thicker and that it's just much more prominent. So now I need to add additional text boxes for the tips and the CTA. I then duplicate the text box by right-clicking and selecting Duplicate. I repeat the duplication process, and now I go in and I just type in hook, tip 1, tip 2, tip 3. I get to the last one. and I realize I need another box, duplicate another box, and add CTA. I like the way it looks. Now I need to sync the appearance of each text box with the snaps in my video. So I click the timeline on the bottom to view the layers and timing. I play the video, pause at the moment of the first snap. I adjust the timing. It appears exactly when I snap. And then I repeat this process for tip 2 and tip 3, aligning them with the second and the third snaps. Now I'm going to choose show timing to open the timing panel if it's not already visible, right? So that's when right click, I do that. I adjust the start and end times of each text box by dragging the edges of their timing bars. I play the video multiple times, making sure adjustments until each tip appears exactly when I snap. So this is going to take some playing with, but you just want to make sure that it's aligned properly. Now it's time to connect the data from the table to the corresponding text boxes. So I'm going to go back to bulk create menu, ensure that all the data is still there. I select the hook text box on the canvas. I right click on it and choose connect data. I repeat this process for each text box. So for tip 1, I connect it to tip 1 column. For tip 2, I connect it to tip 2 column. For tip 3, I connect it to tip 3 column. For CTA, I connect it to the CTA column. Once you've connected all the text, click continue and then generate. Once all the text boxes are connected, I am then going to preview the video to ensure that the correct text from the table appears at the right times. Now to enhance the video, I'm going to add some music. I go to the left-hand bar, click on elements. Now in the search bar, I'm going to type fun to find an upbeat music track. I like the first one. Sounds great. I then drag the selected music track onto the timeline at the bottom. I adjust the length of the music to match the duration of the video by dragging the edges of the audio layer. I play the video to check how the music syncs with the snaps and text. Sounds great to me. So finally, I export the videos. I click share, top right corner of canvas. From the drop-down menu, I select download. In the download settings, I'm going to check to download pages as separate files because I have multiple pages. I choose MP4 video as a file type. Click download. When prompted, I select the destination folder, name it YouTube Shorts Canva on my desktop. Now once the download is complete, I check the folder. I see all 10 videos are there. We're done, at least with this step. So at this point, you're going to go into Dropbox, and once you're in Dropbox, you're going to click on upload, and you'll select the folder at this point that you want to upload. And once you selected the folder, you're going to place it wherever you want to place it in Dropbox. You just need to make sure you know the location so that you could access that again later. And then you'll see it's going through the process of actually uploading your folder. Now get to the fun part. Now we're going to actually make that make connection. So you're going to go into make.com. If you do not have an account at this point, you're going to create an account. You're going to sign up for one. I have an account, so I'm just going to sign in. And once I'm signed in, you will see it'll say create a connection. So to make this connection really seamless, I'll click on the plus sign. It'll have a bunch of different options that pop up. I will type in the word repeater, and then I will see the repeater module. So I will select repeater. In initial value, I'm going to put 1. And then for repeats, you're going to put the amount of videos that you've created in Canva as the repeats. So let's say you created a year's worth of videos and you have 365, then you create 365 here. For me, I created 10. So I'm going to put 10 in the repeats option, and then I'm going to click save. I think it's really important to make clear what the repeater is saying. So the repeater is essentially saying that I want the videos to repeat and continue to post. So it'll post the first video, the second video, the third video, and so forth. Now, where am I getting this content from? Now I'm going to go to where I have the video saved. I could have saved it on Google Drive. I prefer to use Dropbox, so I have it in Dropbox. You'll click the plus sign, just like we did before when we created the first connection. But now we're connecting that first repeater to this new connection. I will click on the plus sign. In the search box, I'm going to type in Dropbox, and then from there, download a file. And then from there, I'm going to create a connection. If you're already connected to Dropbox, it may be a little bit faster. So for me, I click create a connection, then I click save. Then you're going to see it doing its loop, so it's processing this information. I will then click on allow because it says that Make would like to view content of your Dropbox files and folders, so you're giving it that access, and to view basic information about your Dropbox account. So I click on allow, and as it's verifying my connection, then I'm going to go through the process of completing this whole integration that I want to happen, or this automation. So the next thing I do is I select the file, and then I'm going to click here to choose the file that I want. So you'll click the plus sign and you'll select the file that you want. And for me, it's multiple steps. So where I have it stored in Dropbox is it's under the main area of Erin Jacques, and then I have to click on Shorts. And then from there, I'll be able to select on the individual files within the Shorts folder. And then in my Shorts folder, I have it in another folder called YouTube Shorts Canva. And you don't have to do that. You could I just like to have my things in subfolders. And then at that point, I can select one of the 10 files. And you only need to select one of the files. I'm going to explain how to make it then loop and add on all the files on YouTube at different points in time. So right now, just select the first one you see. It doesn't matter which one it is. The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you click on map. This is going to be really important in making sure that it's going to select all the different files within that folder. So just make sure you toggle that on. So I select the first one, and the great thing about when it's saved in Canva, it saves each file by its number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 MP4. So I select 4 MP4 because it just happened to be the first one that's there. Then at this point, you want to go into right before the actual number. So that dot right before the MP4, you want to erase the number that's there. Click on the repeater and you're going to drag over the I. You're not going to click into it. If you click into the I, it will not show up there. You have to drag over the I in place of the number that was there. And what that's going to do is it's going to let the system know that it's not going to use one video, the second video, but in its first iteration, it'll be the first video. On the second run, it'll be the second video. On the third run, it'll be the third video, and so forth and so forth. And then you'll click on save. And the last thing you need to do now is you need to connect the YouTube. So at this point, obviously, you need to have a YouTube account, and you're going to search for YouTube. Then you click on upload a video. If you're not already connected to YouTube, then you'll have to add a YouTube connection. You'll see that I'm already connected, so I have a YouTube connection already here. And I would title your video. So for me, I'm going to title them. All my videos are based on really the same thing. So I have 10 videos right now, and they're really all about leveraging AI or monetizing with AI. So that would be kind of the title that I use at this point. And I think that is probably the best way to go. So I would probably do things in bulks. So if I have, like, the video that I have here is a video of me snapping. If I had a video of me maybe just looking at the sun or smiling or doing something different, I would probably have all those videos based on another aspect of things that I talk about. So for me, I talk about personal branding. I talk about selling digital products, and I do that. Those two big kind of buckets of conversations that I have, they're all connected to leveraging with AI. So if I had another series of videos, it may be all about personal branding with AI. Another series of videos could maybe be all about selling digital products with AI. Another series of videos could be all about make different automations with AI, right? So I would title it according to the pillar of content that I'm talking about. So I finished titling my video. You see the file says Dropbox, download a file. So that's where it's accessing its information from. I click on my video category. For me, my video categories that I tend to put myself in is usually either education or how to and style. I've seen some other creators suggest that how to and style is kind of the best category. So I'm gonna have my stuff there, and so these are kind of the same functions that you see on YouTube itself. For the status, you need to select private. It is going to be private until you have the date for it to publish. And that's the next thing we're gonna do. We're gonna set it up so that the different videos will actually publish on different dates. So they don't all go out at once. But if you go back into your YouTube page, you'll be able to look at the private status of your videos and you'll see them there. So you're gonna go to the publish ad field and you're gonna go over to the calendar tab. From the calendar tab at the bottom, you're gonna see a number of different functions. And the one you want is add days. And again, when you're adding days, you can't just click on it. You have to click on the add days and you have to drag it into the area that you want to drag it into. So you'll drag it into the publish at. And after that, we're going to add now. Just grab that function again. You're going to pull it over and you're going to bring it into that right after the add days. And I guess the thing that I would say to be careful of is where you're adding it. So the now function is added after the parentheses, before the semicolon. So right between the parentheses and the semicolon. And then once again, you're going to get that repeater, that thing that's going to loop, right? Based on the different videos. So it doesn't just select one video, but it selects multiple videos. And you're going to take that repeater, you're going to take that I and you're going to drag that I over. And you're going to put that I after the semicolon and the parentheses. So you see the first now is between the first parentheses and the semicolon, and now after the parentheses, you're going to have that I added. And your next step now is to click on the X, and then from there go to the bottom, the operators, and you are going to click on that little star, which just means a multiplication. And you're going to put that multiplication function right after the I, before the closing of the parentheses. Because what this operation is doing is it's going to take the time now, and it's going to take the number of days that you want in between these videos, and it's going to schedule out all your videos the amount of days apart that you want. So you're going to have to indicate a number here to indicate the amount of days that you want. So you could write whatever number. I personally like the number 8, so the videos then will be spaced out 8 days apart from each other. So now when you multiply and you put that little multiplication by the number of times by the number of times that the actual loop has been running, that's when you get the spacing. It's gonna do a video 8 days, another video 8 days. So at this point, you're gonna save your work, and then you're gonna press run once. And you're gonna see all this stuff. The repeater is moving, everything is circulating around. It just tells you that we're in a good place and things are happening the way they're supposed to be happening. We don't see any error marks, any huge problems at this point. So now the last thing is now to go on our YouTube page and see if our videos have been uploaded to private. Because if they've been uploaded to private, you should be able to see that not only are they uploaded to private, but that they're spaced apart. So let's go check it out. So I'll go into my YouTube, go right into my YouTube studio, check out the different shorts that I have there. And perfect, it's all working. You see how I have the different videos spaced out. So if you scroll down, you'll see my videos start in January and they kind of just go in February, March, and April. But the way they're spaced out by different days. So they're scheduled to go out on those days. And voila, it's all done.